Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this universe. As usual, my name is Duncan Gachuhi, and I'm here to share words that are going to give us value and will make our life much better. Because in this world, the best you can do is to serve. Allow me to just go back and follow the great book. In the great book, Jesus used to talk in parables, and that is the approach that I'm going to adopt on day-to-day basis. We'll be talking about stories, and in the process of stories, we'll be asking ourselves deep questions about our life. Because you are a story, I am a story, and each one of us is a story. And in this context, I'm talking about John Detta, a very, very rich man, not a rich man really, a multimillionaire. A multimillionaire is more richer than a rich man. So John Detta, living in the most prestigious estate within the suburbs, has been married for the last 25 years, and he's seated there in my office, him and his wife, but they don't want to be close to each other. They don't want to be close to each other. You realize that there is a deep gap amongst them. A man living in the most prestigious estate in the city, rich, wealthy, with a lot of assets, running a company that has got over $1 billion turnover. By any context, that is a wealthy man. But he's having a problem. The wife wants them to separate. She does not want to live with him even for a day. And when you look at them, you notice that there is a drift amongst them. How can you explain this drift? How can you explain this drift? That at the surface, people appear to be very successful, driving big cars. Their children in the most prestigious schools in the country. The son in the US, Harvard University. The daughter in one of the prestigious schools in the country. And the last born in one of the most prestigious kindergarten in the country, whereby you pay over $5,000 a term or a semester. What is wrong with this family? Hold on a bit. Let us talk to them and ask them what is the problem. And we talk with the husband. I've been taking care of my wife. She drives a very good Mercedes. She's a school teacher, and I provide everything to her. And the husband and the wife says, no, I don't want to live with this man. Life is not provision. Life is taking care of me. Life is being a friend of me. For the last, since we were married, it's only 5 years that we had a complete life. But for the last 20 years, I've been a lonely woman who appears to be living well, but I'm not living well. Are you going through that kind of situation? I'm pointing at you. Are you going through that kind of situation whereby things are not working well at home, but you keep the face, you show the face of a happy family, you show the face of a good life, but deep inside you, you know and feel that you can fall at any time. You have fatigue, you are tired, you cannot sleep. You are living in a cold, golden palace. Very beautiful home, but deep inside it's cold because your hearts are cold. Let me share two things with you. There are two things in this world. There is what we call the outer life. There is what we call the outer life or the visible world. Let me use the word visible world. There is a visible world, and most of us work out very, very hard to succeed in the visible world, to get high degrees, to get jobs, to get properties. And that properties, when I talk about properties, I'm talking about getting assets. We want to do all these things. Even physical beauty. You go to the best salons. And if you are 60, you are saloned until you become as if you are 40 years of age. Those things are visible. Those things are measurable. And that is what we call the visible world. But the truth of the matter, most of the people don't focus on the most important part of their life. And that is what we call their private world or their inner world. Your inner world is that private space in you that is spiritual in nature. I repeat, that is spiritual in nature, that does not want, that is supposed to have a lot of serenity. It is a center of choices. It is a center of key choices in your life. And it is a center of value in your life. And in that private world, that is where you get peace and solitude. That's where you get peace and solitude. But do you know something? Since most of the people don't focus on their private world at times gets in disarray. It gets confused. It gets disorganized. And when your private world is disorganized, I repeat the same word I normally use, woe unto you. Because deep inside yourself, you are failing. You cannot make the right choices. You don't trust yourself. But that one cannot be seen. So if you ignore your private world, you become a victim. A victim to, one, loneliness, a victim to psychosomatic diseases, that is the diseases of the mind, and that is why you see nowadays so many people are dying from mind-related diseases, ulcers, cancers, hypertension, all those are mind-related. Why? Because the private world and the outside world are not in order. They are not moving towards the same direction. Is that the life you are living? And I want you to be very truthful as we talk. Be truthful as we talk. Is that the kind of life you are living? Whereby you know that you can fall anytime. The ground under you can swallow you anytime. Accidents can happen in your life, as it has happened with many people. Ladies and gentlemen, mine is to share with you that there is another world. Because the people who focus on the outside world, people who focus on the outside or the visible world are what we call driven people. Driven people, working very hard to get success. Are you a driven person? I would like to pause here, but before I pause, the greatest thing that you can have in this world is becoming a called person. A called person. A called person is a person who is living his purpose, who is living his or her destiny, who is living their purpose that is in line with their calling. The purpose that is in line with their calling. So, just to tell you that in future or in the next session, I'll be telling you how to become a person who lives a called life. How do you become a person who lives a called life? You wake up in the morning, you are happy when you go to your office. You serve people, you make money by the way, money comes by the way. You are happy and you have joy in your life. You have a happy family. Join me in the next session and we'll be talking about the power of becoming a called person. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a good time and I'm looking forward to meeting you in the next session. Bye-bye and looking forward to meeting you. Thank you so much.